Good morning, students. In today's session, we will cover the following topics. The topics are tokens, operator precedence, and associativity. Firstly, we will cover the tokens. What are tokens? A token is the smallest element of the C++ program that is meaningful to the compiler. There are following type of tokens. First is the keyword, then constant, then variable, identifiers, special symbol, character set, operators. By using the token, you will make your complete program. Starting with the keywords. Keywords in C++ refer to pre-existing or reserved word, each holding its own position and power and has a specific function associated with it. As keyword is concerned, the meaning of that word is clear to the compiler before, and the keywords are appearing in white color in your IDE, in your Turbo C++. The following are the keywords that has been described in the table. ASM, S is of assembly, auto, bool, break, case, catch, char, class, cost. These are the various keywords that are available in C++ that you can refer in your IDE to generate your program. Then comes the constants. There are following type of constants: integer constant, floating constant, character constant, string constant, octal constant, hexadecimal constants. The constants have been described as whose values have been fixed by the programmer, and it will be used as such in the whole program. A variable. A variable provides us with named storage that our programs can manipulate. There is a difference between constant and variable. Is the constant is value which is remain fixed throughout the program, but variable is that value which can vary in a program. Whensoever you run your program, you can change the value of that variable. There are two things are in variables. One is called the definition, other is called the declaration. If we say we have defined the variable, it means we have given the data type, then the name of the variable, then some value to the variable. If we are assigning some value to the variable, then we may say that it is function definition. Function declaration is just by defining the data type and name of the variable. Here in example, let's take x is the name of the variable, 25 is the value that is stored in the variable, and 1000 is the memory location of the variable where the variable has been stored. Actually, there is not like the memory locations are not like 1, 2, 3, 4,000. It is in the hexadecimal form in your computer system, in your RAM memory. But for your better understanding, I'm just using one integer value here as a 1000. Suppose 1000 is the location where the value of 25 is stored in the variable x. We take location of a variable as we are having some house number. Similarly, a variable is having some memory location as a house number with the value 1000. Identifier. C++ allow the programmer to assign name of his own choice to the variable, arrays, function, structure, classes, and various other data structures. When we give name to the variable, arrays, function, structure, classes, we provide our own name to that data structures. That is called identifier. Identifier means by which way we can identify our program, we can identify our variable, we can identify our array name. Whatsoever the concept we are using, we can identify by some unique name. There are some rules that is defined along with the identifiers. First is first character. It is mandatory that the first character of the identifier should be either underscore or with some alphabet. Then there are no special characters except the underscore. You can use underscore, but you can't use other special characters. Like when you are going to define the name of the variable, you can't put dollar sign, you can't put hash symbol, you can't put any other sign along with the name of the variable. Then there are no keywords can be used as an identifier. Let you want to take the want to calculate the area of a circle. You will use int while. While is a keyword in C++. You cannot use while as a variable. This is the rule of identifier, that you cannot use keyword as some variable name, or you can't use keyword as while saving the name of the program. No white spaces are allowed. When you are going to declare the variable or when you are going to save the program, you cannot put blank space or white space in between. When you are going to save it or when you are going to declare the variable by giving the blank space, you will get an error, illegal file name, or this is not the correct syntax for the variable. If you want to take a complete name, then you can't put white space. You can use underscore instead of white space if there is mandatory to write complete name, or write if you want to give full name like area of circle, you want to write completely, then you can't write area then blank then off then blank then circle. You can write area underscore off underscore circle. Word limit. There is certain word limit of identifier. The maximum length of the identifier that you can define is 31 digits. Then is case sensitive. Identifiers are case sensitive. It means when you are going to define the identifiers, if you have declared any variable with in some capital letter, then you have to use the capital letters throughout the program for that particular variable. Here with some example over the board, I will tell you. First rule of C++ identifier is first character. First character said I can't use 1 equal to 20. 1 is an integer. I cannot assign the value 20 to the 1. I have to use some alphabet here. I can either write a1 equal to 20. This is the correct syntax. This is the wrong syntax. Or I may write underscore before any name of the digit, underscore name equal to, that means I have to write the digit after the alphabet, or if I want to use the underscore, this is the correct syntax to define any variable name. I can also write underscore a equal to 10. This is also correct syntax, right? Then said the second rule of identifier is you cannot use special character. So you want to give any variable name as, you are going to take the variable name as name, you cannot write name dollar sign. You will get an error. Except the underscore, you can't use any other special character. Then third rule says no keywords are allowed. In this example, if I write int while, if I want to use while as a variable name, this is wrong syntax because while is a keyword. I can't use while as a name of the variable. Then your next rule said no white spaces are allowed when you're going to define the identifier. It means if you want to write area of circle equal to whatsoever the formula is, I can't use blank spaces or white spaces here, right? Even I can't put any other special symbol here. I can only write, if I want to write it completely, I can only write by this way, area underscore of underscore circle. But this way I can define the name of the variable. Then word limit, if I'm going to define the name of the variable or declare the name of the variable, then there is a certain limit. Only I can use 31 digits as the name of the variable. Then case sensitive. Case sensitive means if I am defining any variable name in capital letters, I have to use that capital letter word or name of the variable as such in my program. As in the example, if I say I'm going to use int area, int area, int area. These are the three variables which are having their different existence. This is different, this is different, this is different. In the name of the variable of area, all the letters are in small letters. Here, first letter is capital, the rest are small letters. Here, all the letters are in caps lock. Fine. You have to take care when you are using this format. You have to use the same syntax, the same name when you are going to use this as a variable name. Because if I'm going to calculate the area, if I will write area equal to 3.14 r into r, that means I am concerned with this only. When I'm not concerned with this area and this area. Okay, these are having their different existence. These are a rule of the identifier. Similarly, when you're going to save your program, you can't give white spaces. This rule, the same rules will be implemented while saving your program. While saving your program, you may use as a digit. Fine. As I told you, you can't write 1 equal to 20, but you can save your program as 1.cpp. This is allowed as in turbo. And then comes the special symbol. Apart from letters and digits, there are some special characters in C++ which help you manipulate or perform different data operations. Each special symbol has a specific meaning to the C++ compiler. Let's see which are these special symbols. As I have told you, you can't use special symbol as an identifier, but you are using some special symbols. Each are having some significance in your C++ programming. Let's see what are those special symbols. First special symbol is your square brackets. You use your square brackets when you are going to implement the arrays. This that symbol will be used when you are going to declare or define your array. Then your round brackets, you are going to use your round brackets when you are going to define any function. When you use your clear screen function, get ch function, exit function, delay function, sleep function, then you generally use your simple brackets. Then your curly braces, or we may say the curly parenthesis, when you are going to give the scope of the program, generally we use this along with the conditional statement or with the control structure, conditional or in the looping statement. We generally use curly braces to find the scope of that particular statement. Then we use comma. We use comma to separate one statement from the another, like in the declaration of different variable name. When you declare the variable, you may write int a comma b comma c, then you use the comma special character. Then hash symbol. In the hash symbol, you are going to use the hash symbol as a preprocessor directive. Then asterisk, you use the asterisk in C++ when you are going to define the pointer. Then there is a tilde sign. Tilde is a sign when you are going to define the destructor. When you want to deallocate the memory, you want to release the memory, you will use the tilde sign. Then dot, that is called period or dot, when you are going to assess members of a class. then you will use the dot special character. To move further, character set. Character set is basically of three elements, which includes letter, digits, and special symbols. With the combination of all the letter, digits, and special symbols, you will make one valid character set. That is, we may say that character set is basically a set of valid characters that conveys special connotation to the compiler, which is special meaning to the compiler. If I'm defining any variable, the compiler will understand that yes, I'm defining a variable. If I'm defining any keyword, the compiler will understand yes, this is a keyword. By having the combination or collaboration of all the letter, digits, and special symbols, we will make one character set. Then comes the operators. Operators are the tools or symbols which are generally used to perform some specific operations on data. Operations on data are performed on operands. Operators are classified into three broad categories: unary, binary, and ternary operators. Let's find out in detail. Firstly, I said unary operator. It involves the use of a single operand. Single operand means if I'm using a plus plus. As we know, a plus plus, this is a post increment. I'm using a single, we generally say single variable, single letter is there. Then we may say that this is one operand here. With a single operand, when you're going to perform any operation, we say this is unary operator. Unary operator is plus plus, minus minus a minus minus, plus plus a. These are all the example of unary operator. Or not a. This is also an example of your unary operator, where you are using a single operand, a single variable. Then you may say that this is called unary operator. Then comes the binary operator. In the binary operator, where you are going to use two operands, it is called the binary operator. It is further classified into arithmetic operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, relational operator, assignment operator, and some other operator. Let's find out. As the binary operators are concerned, we say that we require two operands. In the two operands, we include arithmetic operator, that is first one, plus, minus, division, modulo sign, where you are requiring two operands a plus b. A and b are called the operands, and plus is the operation that you are going to perform. Multiplication is there. This is arithmetic operator. Then the second category comes the relational operator, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, comparison, not equal to. This is relational. When you're going to find the relation among two things, then you will use the relational operator. If you are going to compare A is less than B, that means you are going to find the relation among A and B, then you are going to use the relational operator. Then comes the logical operator. The logical operation which will work either in the true false condition is your and, or not. This will work accordingly to your logic gate. If both are true, then only you will get the true value with the and. If one is true, you can get true value with the or, not is complementary just. Bitwise operator. Bitwise will work over the single bits. That means I will give you one example here in the bitwise. You are having 4 plus 2. You are going to 4, instead of plus, I will write 4 and 2. you are with the problem, you are using a bitwise operator here and bitwise. There is a huge difference between your logical operator and bitwise operator. These are not the same. When you are using your AND operator two times, then you are working with the logical operator. If you are using your AND operator a single time, that means you are working with your bitwise operator. How it will work? As the binary of 4 is 0 1 0 0, the binary of 2 is 0 0 1 0. You will write by this way. You have to perform your AND. As you know, the AND will give you only the true value when both the values are true. When you are going to implement 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 0, 1 0 is 0, 0 0 is 0. Your answer in this case will be 0. 0 will be get displayed on your console when you perform by this. If you use the same thing as your OR, then 0 1 0 0, 0 0 1 0, your result will be 0 1 1 0. In this case, your answer will be 6 when you're going to perform bitwise. Fine. Then there is a left shift and right shift is there. This is your left shift operator. This is your right shift operator. How this will work? Firstly, I will come to the left shift. Fine. If we are having this operator, this is also called extraction operator, but if we are using by some values, then we may say that this is left shift operator. What is the syntax? How you will write the left shift operator? Suppose you are writing 4, you want to shift it by 2 bits, then you will write 4, then left shift operator, then the value, the number of bits that you want to shift it. Now, how it will work? I will write the binary of 4, that is 100. As the 4 bits are defined here, to complete it, I will write as a 8 bit. Then I will shift by 2 bits. By 2 bits to the left means these 2 bits will be moved to the left. If these 2 bits will be get moved to the left, I will be get remain with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits. The remaining 2 bits will be padded with 0 and 0. And my answer will be, as you know, 8, 4, 2, 1, 16, 32, 64, and 128. In this case, my answer will be 16. Fine. Then I will take another example. If I say 10 has to shift it to the 2 by 2 bits, then I will write the binary of the 10. Binary of the 10 will be 1010. I will again append 4 bits to make it as a 8 bit. I will make in some boxes so it will be clear to you. Then I want to shift 10 by 2 bits. That means these 2 bits will be get removed here, and after this the remaining bits will be get padded with 0 only. You can't move these bits to this position. You are using 0 0 only. Whatsoever be you are going to remove from here, either 1 1 1 0, but your bits will be get padded with 0 0 only. Here in this case, your answer will be, again I will write 8421 16 32 64 128. In this case, your answer will be 32 here plus 8 is here, your answer will be 40. This is your left shift. The easiest formula, direct formula by which this is one way by which you can calculate. The other way you can calculate is you can use 10 into the multiplication sign is there to raise the power, the number of bits that you want to move. Here the number of bits are 2. Here you will write 10 into 2 power 4, that is 4, answer is 40. You can directly calculate it instead of writing it in this format. Then comes your right bit. Then comes the right shift operator. In the right shift operator, if I will take the same example, the answer will be different. Here, I will make the same. The binary of 10 is 1010, and I have to move this to the right. Then I will write it by this way. Right means to this direction. That means these 2 bits will be get removed from here, and remaining 2 bits will be get appended as 0. Then in this case, my answer will be, again I will write 8421. In this case, my answer is 2. Similarly, you can directly calculate it by dividing 10 to raise the power 2, that is 10 divided by 4. Your answer is 2.5. You have to neglect the floating point. Your answer is 2 directly. If in any competitive exam you can get this type of question, you don't have to go by this method. You can directly go with the multiplication method or with the division method to find the left shift and right shift. And generally you will get questions related to this bitwise operator or your left shift, right shift operator. Fine. Then comes the assignment operator. Here the assignment operator is, first assignment operator is equal to. There is a difference between equal to and double equal to. As you can find out in your presentation that double equal to is the relational operator, where you are going to find A double equal to B. Whether the value of A is given as a 10 and B as a 10, then you are going to find out whether these two values are equal or not. This is also called equality operator. But when you are going to write A equal to B, that means you are going to give the value of B to A. You are assigning that value to the A variable. Here you are comparing the A value with the B value, but here you are comparing, you are assigning the value of B to the A. This is the difference. Then some shorthand operators are there. That is called assignment operator. If you are writing plus equal to, then it means, suppose you are having some variable with the value 2 as a variable. I say int A equal to 2, and you know you are going to calculate A equal to A plus 1. They generally happen in your loop case, right? When you know the name of the variable is same on both these sides, then you use your shorthand operator. This is also called shorthand operator or assignment operator. Then you may also write this statement as A plus equal to 1. Both are having the same meaning. Similarly, if you want to divide it, you may write A divide equal to whatsoever the value 1. You can use the operator along with that variable, then equal to, then the value here. This is called the binary operators. Then comes the ternary operator. In ternary operator generally work with the if-else conditions. We are having some condition, then some expression is there. Or we may say that we will going to find out the condition, then expression 1, then expression 2 is there. Suppose you are going to find the greatest among two numbers. One way is to write if A is greater than B, then C out A. I'm writing this in the rough format for your understanding. Else C out B. I will convert this program into one line. How you can write by using the ternary operator. Ternary operator is also called conditional operator in C++. Firstly, I will write the condition here. I will not use the keyword if here. I will directly write A is greater than B. This is my condition. Whether I'm going to check if this is right, then expression 1 will be get executed. Expression 1 is here is C out A. I will simply write A here. Then a colon sign, then the expression 2, that is B. Here you may also write one C out statement. A is greater than B, then condition sign, then C out, A is greater, then double quotes close, then expression 2 C out, B is greater. Right? By this way, you can define your ternary operator. Similarly, if you are going to find the greatest among three numbers by using the conditional operator, you may also write if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, this is our condition, then you may have more than one condition as you are going to use your nested if else. So I will write here A is greater than B and A is greater than C. Then A will be get executed, but let B is greater, either B is greater or C is greater. In that case, I will write in the expression instead of B, I will write B is greater than C. Then B will be executed or C will be executed. Your compiler will go to this place only after checking this whole condition. If A is greater, then there is no need to go to this part. This will work like if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then make one statement that A will be get executed, else if. This is your else if B is greater than C, or you may completely write again check B is greater than A. There is no need to write B is greater than A again and again because you have already checked. That's why your control is here, because A is not greater than B. Your condition has already been checked. So I'm going to skip that B is greater than A condition. Else if B is greater than C, C out B, then your else part is if both the conditions are wrong, then C will be executed. If I use this program in a single line, then this is your if condition that has been written here. Then it is checked with the expression 1. If this is true, your A will be get executed. Else if B is greater than C, here I have write down the condition again, then B will be executed with this expression 1. Otherwise, the C will be get executed. This is your ternary operator when you're going to find the greatest among the three numbers. Then some other operators are stream input output operator, scope resolution operator. Scope resolution output operator are generally used with the C in, C out. Then scope resolution, we generally see it as SRO. We used when we use the concept of classes. Then memory allocation operator, you must have used alloc, malloc in your C. But when you have to allocate the memory management is there, then you have to use the operator that is called new operator, memory deallocation operator instead of free operator. Then you use the delete operator in your C++. Then pointer to member operator, dot star or arrow star, line feed operator, endl, feed width operator, setw. Endl and setw are also called manipulators, but some books have included these two manipulators under the operator, so I have mentioned the two. Then comes the associativity. Associativity, when precedence of operators are same, we need to decide which operator will be evaluated first. Similarly, as you have studied your board mass rule, firstly you have to solve the brackets and then you have to solve the division or multiplication, addition, subtraction. All the priority is having like this. Similarly, in C++, we are having precedence and priority among the operators. As in the example, if you are going to divide a divide 2 multiply 5, division and multiplication has the same precedence, so associativity is considered. When you consider the associativity, here I will show you with one example what is the difference between precedence and what is the difference between associativity. First thing that you are going to consider is your precedence, that is your priority of operators, right? But we may have okay, if I take an example, I say 4 plus 2 multiply 5. As we know, multiplication is having higher priority as compared to addition sign, so we will first solve 10, then answer will be 14 here. But if we are having the problem like 10 multiply 2 multiply 10 divide 2 multiply 5, then which thing to be considered first? Or either I'm having the same sign in the whole statement, then how I will proceed? Okay. In this case, when you are having same precedence, then we will go with the associativity. I will show you one table where associativity has been described completely. Then we will find out how the associativity has been given either from left to right or from right to left. If I consider the case like 10 divide 2 multiply 5, then in this case, the associativity is given as left to right. That means firstly, I have to solve the left part, then I will move to the right part. Firstly, I will move solve 10 divided by 2, 5 into 5, then 25. If I say the associativity is from right to left, then if this condition is there with the same problem, this is the problem that I'm solving with the left to right. If the associativity is given from right to left, then how I will solve it? 10 divide 2 multiply 5. That means 10 divide 10 will be there. Okay? This is the associativity and precedence. This is the chart by which or table by which you can find out the precedence and associativity. These are the various categories, like parentheses are there, brackets are there, unary operator, multiplication, additive, bitwise, relational, equality, bitwise and bitwise or is there. Then the associativity has been given. The associativity is left to right, right to left. Then you have to find out how one operator is concerned with which associativity. As in the example I have shown you, this is again bitwise or is having the precedence left to right. Means if you are encountered with these type of operators, then how you will solve this? Now in further session, the content that we're going to cover are data types, control structure, and conditional statements. First is data type. Data type is a keyword used to identify type of the data. It is used for storing the input of the program into main memory of the computer by allocating sufficient memory space in the main memory of the computer. That means if I am going to give any value, I need some variable which is having some type, and for that particular type, some memory spaces has been reserved. For example, firstly, we will declare what are the types of data types. We are having three types of data types. One is user-defined data type, built-in data type, derived data type. In the user-defined data types, we are having structure, union, class, enumeration. In built-in data types, we are having integer type, integral type, which is further divided into int and char. Then void is empty data type, which is having size 0. Then floating data type, which is having float double. Then derived data types, array, function, pointer, reference is known as derived data type. Then comes the size of the data type. We're having these type of data types having with some signed and unsigned values. Some memory has been reserved, minimum value and maximum value. First thing is you don't have to cram this. You must know how many bytes are reserved by any data type. By just knowing the bytes, you can calculate the minimum and maximum value of any data type. Here I will give you one example. The rest you can solve by yourself. I will give you the easy one so that it will be easy for you to understand. First data type is bool, which is in the form of true and false. It is having 1 byte that is reserved for bool. Then we are having char. As it where the char has been returned, you can find out it has been written there that 1 byte is reserved for char. The minimum value is 128. The maximum value is 127. You don't have to cram it, right? I said 1 byte is there. This is in the form of byte. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Right? If I make it by this way, that means these bits are reserved by default. If nothing is mentioned along with that data type, it is signed data type. We are having two type of data types. One is called signed, other is called unsigned. Signed data types means it is containing both the values positive and negative sign. I said 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first byte is reserved for, in the case of signed, I'm explaining you in the case of signed. The first byte is reserved for positive or negative sign. Either your data is having some positive or negative value, right? Then remaining we left with the 7 bits. We use 2 raised to the power 7. If we calculate 2 raised to the power 7, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 64, 1 to 8. 1 to 8 will go to the negative. Then again it is 1 to 8 for positive. But 0 is reserved for some positive or negative value. So instead of writing 1 to 8 completely, I will deduct 1 from here and range will become 0 to 127. Right? Similarly, if you go with the unsigned char, okay? Firstly, I will repeat it again. This is signed char. If I'm not mentioning anything before char, this is signed char. Okay? The memory size of char is 1 byte. 1 byte equal to 8 bits. If we calculate 8 bits, like 0 is reserved for positive or negative value, the remaining will become 7 bits. Then 2 raised to the power 7, the answer is 1 to 8. The 1 to 8 minus 1 to 8 is the range for char, minus 1 to 8 to 1 to 7. If I go with the unsigned char means you can't go with the negative value, you have to go with the positive values only. In that case, your answer will be 2 raised to the power 8. Answer is 256. But you can find out your maximum value has been written as 255. The reason is the range has been defined as 0 to 255. Right? 0 is included as a positive number. So your range is 0 to 255. Similarly, when you're going with integer is having 2 bytes. 2 bytes means 2 is having the power 16 bits. you have to give 2 raised to the power 15 for positive and negative value. But if you are using your unsigned it, you are just using 2 raised to the power 16, you will get your result 25536. But your 65536. But your range will go from 0 to 65535. You have to include 0. So 1 will be get deducted there and 0 will be get added. By the same way, you can find out the size of the data type. You don't have to cram it. Now is data type ranking. The with the memory bytes, long double, then float, unsigned long, unsigned int, and char. This is the range. Oh, sorry, this is the ranking by which you can use the highest data type to the lowest data type. This is the pictorial representation of signed int or unsigned int. In the signed int, we include both the positive value and the negative value, but in the unsigned int, we can only represent the positive values. Then comes the control structure. Control structures or control statements enable us to specify the flow of control program. That is the order in which the instruction in a program must be executed. We are having 3 type of control structures. One is called the conditional, other is the looping, the last one is called the jumping statements. For your complete programming, it is very much required that you must focus on control statement. You must know the usage of your looping statement. What is the optimal use of which looping statement? Under the control statements, we must have our control over the compound statement as well, because mostly we will encounter with the errors that is called compound statement missing. What that compound statement means, the error is regarding to your parenthesis. The compound statement is a group of statements in which each individual statements end with a semicolon. The group of statement is called block, or we may say that the scope of that particular control structure. Compound statements are enclosed between the pair of parentheses or braces. The opening parenthesis signifies the beginning and closing parenthesis signifies the end of the block. You must consider in your mind that how many parentheses you have opened and how many parentheses you have closed. Otherwise, so you have opened 3 parentheses but you are closing only 2. You will encounter an error, that is compound statement missing. That means you are opening more parentheses but you are closing less parentheses. Then comes the conditional statements. Sometimes the program need to be executed depending upon a particular condition. When we depend upon some condition, then C++ provide the following statements for implementing the selected control structure. First control structure that we will discuss here is if statement. The syntax of if statement is if condition, you don't put any semicolon behind it. You just will just write down if then condition, then body of if. This opening and closing parenthesis will tell you the scope of if. Whatsoever you will write here, it will be get executed. Fine. Here I will write one program. Okay, firstly I will mention all the syntaxes, then I will write a program. for the same. Then second syntax is for if else. Similarly, if condition is there, then body of if is there, else body of else is there, right? This is the syntax for if else statement. Then coming to the nested if. In the nested if, we're having if, then condition, then if, then condition, then body of if will be defined. There is a closing, opening of two parentheses, there is a closing of two parentheses when we are going to use the nested if. Firstly, I will define all three, then I will come to the nested else's. In this first syntax, where I'm using the single if, I will mention, write a program to find greater among two numbers. So I will write here hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, your void main section. Then if with some condition, here the condition is you have, firstly I have to input two numbers, int a, b. I'm going to skip the cout statement. You may write, I will simply write c in ab. Then if a is greater than b, if this condition is true, then body of if will be get executed by displaying cout a. Then closing of if statement. Then after the if the condition is false, b will be get executed. But when you run your program, you will find out if this condition is true, then your program will give output whatsoever the value. Suppose you are giving the value here is a equal to 2, b equal to 3. You will get 2 and 3. But you want your output as 2 only, then you have to control the break the control of your program here. You will write here get ch here and then the exit function. After getting the result, I will write it 12 is greater than 3. Condition is 12 is greater than 3. Yes, your condition is true. Then cout a 12 will be get executed. Then your program will hold the screen by just having 12. Then it will exit. Fine. But if you want write get ch and exit, your program control will go to there and you will get 12 and 3. That will be your wrong output. To break the control, you have to use exit. As you're using your exit function here, you have to use the respective header file. The header file that is concerned with the exit function is hash include process.h. This is the respective header file of exit. Okay. Similarly, if I write this same program, you can complete it by writing get ch You may have a question that whether you can have more than one get ch in your program. Yes, you can have more than one get ch in your program, because gets the functioning of get ch is just to hold the screen, right? Now, to find the greatest among two numbers by using the else if concept. In the else if concept, the remaining program will remain the same, just the changing will be there. If A is greater than B, then C out A, else the body of else will be C out B. Here, there is no need to break the control of if statement, because if condition is right, then only this will be get executed. Else, otherwise, else will take the control of the program. Okay. Now, we're going to find the greatest among three numbers by using the nested if. In this case, I will make some changes in my program here. As I'm saying, I'm going to find the greatest among the three numbers. So I will write C in A, B, and C as an input. If A is, I will write at that point. That will be clear to you. If A is greater than B, first condition is this, then if this is true, I need another condition, because this is the concept of nested if. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, instead of using the logical operator, I'm just putting the condition in two different ifs. Okay. Then C out A. Similarly, to hold the program, I will use here get ch and exit. Here I have opened here two parentheses, so I have to close here two parentheses. This is the only condition when my A value is greater. Now, if B is greater than C, the control will only go to that if statement if this will become wrong. If B is greater than C, you have to execute B. Again, you have to hold the screen and then use the exit function. Similarly, there is no need to of nested if statement. If you want to check your B with A value as well, then you can use the nested if concept, but there is no need, so I'm not using here. Here, I will make one statement without any condition, that is get C out, C, get CH and O. I will come here. There is input of three values A, B, and C. Then there is a condition checking if A is greater than B. If A is greater than C, then A will be get executed. It will hold the screen and the exit function will be get executed. Here I'm using a single if statement. If this condition is true, then B will be executed. It will hold the screen and then the exit function to break the control of the program. Otherwise, if this is not true, by default your C is greater. So there is direct statement that is called C out C. Right? Then is called nested if else to find the greatest among three numbers. For this, I will complete that program here also. Int A, B, C, C, I require three values. If here I will use some logical operators, A is greater than B and A is greater than C, C out A. Then I will close this if body. Then else if B is greater than C, C out B. Last is else C out C. Here the main part is A is greater than B, and here I am using double AND operator, the logical operator. How it will check? I am taking an example here. A equal to 15, B equal to 5, C equal to 16 here. Fine. Is it A is greater than B, 15 is greater than 5. This condition is true. I will write here true with the T value. AND operator is there. I will copy this AND operator here, and logical operator. A is greater than C. I will write here 15 is greater than 16. No, this is false. True and false is false. So this block will not be get executed. After this block, my control will go to here because I have already checked the condition by comparing A with B. I'm not going to compare it again here. I'm just comparing B with C. Here, B is 16 is, 5 is greater than 16. No, this is not true condition. Then my control will go to the else part where I'm going to display the value of C, which is 16. Let's take the value as A 150. The whole scenario will be get changed here. It says 150 is greater than 5. Yes, it is true. 150 is greater than 60. Yes, this is true. True and true is true. Your cout A will be get executed. Your program control will not go to else if or else statement. Your program will be get terminated here. The program control will directly go to get ch. It will hold the screen and will be get exit out. In the coming sessions, we will discuss the switch statement.